Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a very short and brief interview with one of the new cast members for the second season of The Wheel of Time, Natasha O'Keeffe. In it leaves us with some quite a few interesting tidbits to take away, namely to do with when the second season of the Wheel of Time show will be airing on Amazon Prime. Now, interestingly enough, even though I've known about Natasha and all of you joining the Wheel of Time, I've never connected who Natasha O'Keeffe is until just now reading this interview. And I've just realised she's from the bloody Peaky Blinders, which I've been watching for the last God knows how many years. So I feel like an absolute idiot. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get on with this very short tidbit from an interview that she's recently done with VanityTeen.com. Mainly, most of this article is obviously about her time on the Peaky Blinders, but we do then get some real interesting information regarding the Wheel of Time. Now, I'm going to read it out, and then we can just dissect what we've been, reading just then, and what this entails for the second season of the Wheel of Time, and maybe her character. So, Vanity Teen, how about Wheel of Time, since it has become an international success? Natasha replies, yes, I see the Wheel of Time has done impeccably well with the viewings ratings. No surprise there, but it's hard to stand out in the fantasy-saturated climate. There are so many fantasy series out there that I can't keep up. So that's great. The first series aired during filming of the second series, which I am still on. So it was a confidence booster for all around that it has been so well received. I think the second series won't disappoint. So yeah, like I said, it's very small, very brief tidbit covering the Wheel of Time. And then interestingly enough, if we actually scroll further down, there is a second section which is the real big talking point from this article. And it says, Wheel of Time Season 2 will probably not be out until 2023 sometime, as the visual effects and post-production on a series of this scale takes so long. I can't disclose who I play as I've been sworn to secrecy. But it's been mega cool, nothing like I've done before, and I've got to work with some amazing people yet again. So yeah, that is the big takeaway. That the Wheel of Time Season 2 is looking like it's going to be coming out no sooner than 2023, which is kind of a bummer, I'm guessing, for all of us that have been rating. I presumed and thought and hoped, of course, we would be getting this second season around the same time slot as when the first one debuted, around the November, December time period. I thought that was quite a plausible conclusion to come to, especially with them, filming, as Natasha has stated, during the debuting of the season 1 on Amazon Prime. So it's a bit of a shame that that's happening, but as we know, out in Morocco, they're currently filming for a huge prolonged period of time. And that's namely to do with, I believe, kind of like Falme and what goes on at the end of Book 2, The Great Hunt. So I feel they're spending a lot of time out there. And I think we're going to get one of those huge battle scenes from the end of The Great Hunt. And so I think when we're speaking about visual effects, I'm hoping that they spend a lot more time on it and they've been given a lot more budget to really do justice to these scenes, and of course the overall quality of the second season. I think you always want to be able to outdo yourself season upon season, as you don't want to be stagnating. The second should be better than the first, third should be better than second, and so on and so forth. So that's what I take away from this kind of prolonged period of us having to rate, unfortunately. And then maybe there's also the case of the Lord of the Rings series debuting later this year. Maybe they want to make sure there's not a oversaturation of this fantasy genre series, kind of airing one after the other, and they want maybe a little bit of a additional break in between when these two series are aired on Amazon Prime. That could be one other plausible explanation for the prolonged period of us having to wait, which is of course a shame. But of course, one other thing to take away from this article is quite obvious. Now, when you work and have worked on a show of the magnitudes of the Peaky Blinders and the Wheel of Time, these sorts of news articles or publications go through, checks with the higher ups on your respective shows to make sure you're not saying anything that you shouldn't be. And so you'll get the all clear for what is actually used in the interviews and then published. So one of the big things to take away from these sorts of articles, and in particular this one, is the fact that with the Wheel of Time having been stated it's coming out probably not until 2023, she or the VanityTeen publication have been given the green light to use that piece of the interview that was undertaken with Natasha, and so that is them in a way confirming that news of the Wheel of Time show not coming out until 2023. So yeah, I would say this is now looking a lot more certain that that's going to be the case, because this isn't the only article in which we've seen mention of Wheel of Time Season 2 and 2023 go hand in hand together. There was another one, I believe, maybe a month or two ago while I was away from, filming Wheel of Time videos. I can't remember who it was with. I think it might have been a director or some sort of visual effects producer on the show. I really can't remember off the top of my head, but I do know there was another article out there. So yeah, there we go. What do you all make of this news at the Wheel of Time? It's most likely not looking like it's going to be coming out until 2023. I think personally that's a shame, and I'm sure a lot of you out there that happens to watch this video will feel pretty much the same way as I do. Moving on from that, of course, we have to talk about Natasha O'Keeffe herself and her potential characters she could be playing on the show. So a lot of characters come to mind just looking at her general appearance. Lanfear is one that springs to mind straight away. And as we know in The Great Hunt, she disguises herself as Celine when she kind of makes herself known to Rand during that second season. My Alexa went off. Pay no attention to me then. So I think that is one plausible character she could be playing. And I would say that is most likely really to be the character she does play. I think she's got the right kind of stature, the right look. So yeah, I could easily see her playing that role and doing a really good job of it, because she has that kind of, facial structure, if you want to call it that, of a bit of a regalness. And just looking at all the kind of past artwork we've had on Lanfear, there is a resemblance there. And I think for all of us, just looking at Natasha straight away, we will all just go, Lanfear, that's who she's playing. And so I would say it's looking most likely, just from headcanon, that's who she is going to be playing. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me on that point, or do you have your own views and opinions on who she could be playing? Let me know in the comments down below. Right, as I said, this is not a really super duper long prolonged video that I'll be doing, so I'm going to end it here. I do have a long video that I'm kind of currently planning. It's basically around what I think one of the bigger issues is coming away from season 1 of the Wheel of Time, moving into season 2, that I would love to be rectified, but it's one that I don't see happening. So look out for that, maybe towards Friday or Saturday, or maybe even next week. I really don't know. It depends on when I get around to finishing the script for that video and recording it. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. And I will catch you all later on, hopefully either this week or next, with the video I've just mentioned. Catch you all then.